Hey folks out there listening, I've gotten some requests about how to trade IPOs. So in this video I will be showing you guys exactly how to trade IPOs. As you guys can see, today is May 10th, 2019, and the IPO, the stock that came on the market today was Uber, company name. Usually whenever I like to trade an IPO, I like to look at a daily time frame just to see the daily chart, to see kind of where we are, get a sense of direction overall for the stock. But with IPOs, you really can't do that because when the stock opens up on the market for the day, that kind of depicts, one day. So you really don't get an emphasis on the overall trend and the way the stock is going to go without having to look at a intraday time frame. As you guys can see right here, I was down. Well, I am down $195 right now, but that was because I was trying to kind of time things while recording, and that it just didn't work out too well. So I ended up recording this video and then chopping it up, editing it, and dubbing it in the background. So you guys are seeing my mouse move right now while I am talking on camera. But I will kind of break down everything of how I went about taking on this trade for those who are interested in taking and trading IPOs. Not my type of trading style, preferably. Why? Because they're kind of volatile. I'm more of that guy who kind of likes to wait, sit and rest, and just kind of see how things perform first, get an overall analysis, and then I'll hop into it and dive into it. But for those who have actually requested to see this type of trading, I've recorded this video strictly for you guys. Went a little bit conservative on this end, just so I could show you guys exactly what I'm doing. As you guys can see, I'm only holding 400 shares of Uber at this point. But from the beginning of this video, I was down $171. Am coming back now, 156 bucks. But I will kind of just explain what I'm doing. So when we are trading an IPO, we can't look at a daily chart because when a company opens up on the market for the day, there's only one candlestick that we're able to look at. So we have to really dive into the intraday time frames to kind of see and get a depiction of where the trend is or how it's trending, and also look at the candlesticks to see what's happening. And you don't want to hop and jump the gun right away into the stock. You kind of just want to wait and see how it performs the first couple of minutes once it comes out. Usually the people who are getting in once the stock opens up in the market are people who are either looking just to buy and hold it for a long-term period, or you got those people who are really unexperienced in trading who just want to buy the stock just because they feel like it'll go up. You really can't place a bet on that. If you are trading, you want to be looking at it and you want to be able to be depicting what you're looking at, because you want to be profitable. So we can see that Uber has I have right here, let me just say this first, I have a 1 minute, 5 minute chart, and I use this 1 minute chart right now. Just this, usually what's up here is a daily chart, a 5 minute and a 1 minute, or a daily chart, a 15 minute and a 5 minute. Since we don't have a daily chart on an Uber's IPO, all I have is a 1 minute and a 5 minute to look at. I put this 1 minute chart up here, even though it's the same down here, just so I could show you guys a better visual, a larger depiction and a larger chart of it, because it's kind of hard to see down here. So this is the same thing. All these charts represent Uber right now. We have something called the level 2. The level 2 is on this left side. It shows the bidders and the sellers. Not really going to dive too much into it, but what you should know is that whenever a company IPOs on the market, or for the most part, especially companies with popular names, the level 2 is moving, increasingly fast. Really, really fast. Why? Because there's a lot of volume coming into that stock. This stock may not be trading to its fullest potential, maybe because Lyft IPO'd right before Uber and didn't do so well, so maybe some investors are kind of depicting like, hey, look, maybe I should just sit on the sidelines because Lyft didn't do so well. Uber might not do as well either. Who knows? Overall market trend, we're in a correction right now. It's May 10th. We're in a correction right now. The market isn't really doing all that great as well too. So a lot of investors aren't out there to dump their money right away into a new name with not enough data behind it, or not enough historic data at least to see overall its overall trend. So you guys can see that I've drawn a line right here, and kind of what you'll notice on this chart is that here's the stock coming down to a low of $41. And then right here kind of makes this trend as well too. Gets a little support right here, and also looks like it's going to come down and pops up above off of this line. Now this is the trend line right here. You know, I'm not going to talk about this either too much, but you know, simply put, the trend line kind of depicts a good basis of support. You know, I like to include this with the exponential moving averages. I use the 9, the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200-day exponential moving averages when I'm looking at an intraday time frame, because the moving averages move along with the price action. We can see that when the stock opened up in the market, it hit an all-time high of $45, came down to a low of 41, came back up to 43, came back down to 42, and now it's back at 43 again. If we look at this chart right here, this 1 minute chart, we can start seeing that, look, there's some resistance at 45. If you guys know how to read candlesticks, if not, I'll give it, you guys should check out my other video that talks about how to read candlesticks, but you guys can see that there's some selling going on from the $45 mark up here back down. All right, here's a retest back up to the 45, and it gets rejected at 43, back down to 41. Here we are coming back up to 43, right? Here it is right here, tapping it once, twice, 3 times, and it gets rejected again. So that's kind of an overall basis of where we can see resistance at, is that we can see some resistance at $43. When the stock comes back down to this trend line, it looks like it's kind of respecting, you know, this trend from the low that we connected back here to $41 to where it's at right now. You know, remember, this is just an overall, it's a larger view, it's a zoomed in view of what's occurring down here. You know, I have this up here so I can show you guys what's going on. I have this down here because I'm actually watching this while I'm trading it live. So we see that it's actually getting some support off of this trend line that I've drawn, you know, and it's kind of trending, it's trending up. It is trending up. So what we've noticed is that every single time the stock downtrends, you'll see the bodies of these candles begin to get smaller and smaller, you know, unless, you know, once we get down to a strong enough support zone, we rebound up. All right. So as we're going back up, the bodies of the candles also get smaller and smaller, and then once it gets small enough, then, you know, then that shows us there's some resistance up top. So if you do the comparison between these two green candles right here, you can see that the bodies, you know, we came down to a low, and then we ended up getting bought up. We also opened up here, dropped, got bought up, shot up, and sold off. See these two candles right here? Go back real quick. These two candles right here depict, you know, it's buying and selling. The stock goes down, and then we come back up. There's some buying. Stock goes up, then comes down. There's some selling. But look at these two candles right here. These two green candles. They're almost full body candles. We can see that these two candles right here are full body candles compared to these two candles right here. So that kind of implies that there's some momentum coming into play once we get to around this $43 mark. You know, as you guys can see that when I go back in this video, if you guys rewatch this, I was down 171 bucks. Am up as of right now $106, so I did come back. You know, stocks like to retest their all-time highs. So if we know that, let me zoom out real quick. 1 second. Alright, so if we know that the stock had a high of $45 and the stock is currently at $44, and we broke through this key resistance point, see us tapping $43 here, 43, 43. We're coming up right here. Here's some people selling off because we're at a resistance point, 43. But wait, we actually broke beyond that. We're at 44.20 right now. You know, since we broke beyond that key resistance point, this key resistance point now acts as our support. So I did have 400 shares. I sold shares along the way because that's what we do. You know, we never hold 400 shares from the beginning to the very end. It's a little bit too risky because you never know how far a stock could go. You could have a good idea of where it's going to go, but you never may know how far it could go. A stock could go all the way up to, you know, $44 from $43 and then drop down to $42 or $41, and you didn't make anything. So we wanted to kind of take profit along the way, because what that does is that you know, we take a little risk off the table, we take some profit off the table too, so you're still making money along the way. This stock right now, the high of it for the day was $45. We're at $44.42 right now. I entered in at $43.89. All right, and the stock right now is at $44.50. My stop that keeps me from losing any more money than what I don't want to lose is above my entry price of $43.89. So if I get stopped out right now, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get stopped out on profit, and here I am selling 25 more shares. Out of those 50 shares that I have in this position long, I'm trying to sell half now to try and capture in more profit. And what you guys will see is that on this pullback, we're going to pull back. See how this candle is getting red? We're going to pull back possibly to this line right here if we even get there. If not, that's fine too. But if we do pull back, I will look to re-add at a new key point of support. But as of right now, I have 25 shares left out of 400, and I'm just looking to make the most out of make the most out of it as I can with what I have left. If I do get stopped out, so be it. It's no big deal. It's 25 shares. Those 25 shares right now are worth 13 bucks. Well, they're worth nothing because, as you see, I just got stopped out. So the stock right now, it went up to $43, got rejected. 43, got rejected. All right, here's the stock right now trending along this trend line very nicely. We broke beyond this key resistance level. All right, I'll pause it for a second. We broke beyond this key resistance level right here. So I added another 100 shares, took that up for a ride, sold 50, sold another 25, and got stopped out the last 25. You guys are watching this real time. This stock is actually coming down right now. So I took my profit. I'm no longer in. $122 worth of profit from the start of this video. Leading up until now, it's only been 11 minutes, not including including the actual intro to this video. But you guys can see that we came down, and I added, because the price action shows me some consolidation right here. I added another 300 shares. All right, I added another 300 shares because it looks like some value is beginning to ramp. We actually came down. We held some support right here. I added 300 shares. My initial stop would be 43.63. All right, I got in at 43.95. I'm holding 100 more shares right now, and I'm up 170 bucks. I was down 171 when I first started talking. Now I'm up 168, 167. I don't ever really take these types of trades simply because IPOs are usually, well, yeah, they are volatile. They're not usually volatile. They are volatile because you don't have enough data on the actual stock. So, if I am to take this trade, I'm going to take this trade for fun, and I'm taking this trade for you viewers out there who are actually watching, who are interested in learning how to trade IPOs. The stock didn't look good. I got stopped out again on profit, now up 163. Gonna wait for this stock to reconsolidate to get down to its lows. If you guys want to get a little bit more emphasis and a little bit more information about how to trade these types of things, or types of names, or just how to trade overall and read these candlestick charts, view my other videos. In this case, what I am looking for is a possible consolidation and a reversal hammer or a reversal signal that gives me an indication to re-add. And this looks like it's here, because we catch some support right here from the previous candlestick back here, and look at it right here. It's coming close to this moving average right here. Here's some buying coming up into it, and if this thing turns green, I'll look to re-add. You see my finger getting ready. It's already on there, and got my finger on the trigger. There we go, releasing 200 shares to want to buy. Try and get filled right now. There we go. So up 173 bucks right now. Let's see if this stock begins to trend up higher. And what you guys will notice is that as I am trading this stock right here, Uber, I am continuously putting in a stop to ensure my losses are very minimal. I am also putting in a stop to ensure that my losses, I don't get too greedy. If I get a couple of dollars out this thing, that's fine. I can do this all day, but I don't want to get too greedy and just hold a stock for a prolonged period of time. I want to be taking some profit along the way. So you guys are observing me actually buying 100 shares, now putting my stop up 43.71. I got in at 43.68. I put the stop at 43.71. Right now the stock is at 43.90. As the stock continues to move up higher, I'm going to continuously move up my stop. You know, if I get stopped out, I get stopped out on profit, what you guys just observed right there. I'm now buying 200 shares more because it looks good, it looks strong. It's at 43.91. If we close out within the next 1 minute, this stock can move up higher and retest all-time highs. I'm not trying to get to $45, although if it does get there, it gets there. I'm just trying to get back over here, right here, to this 44.50 mark. You know why? Because stocks like to retest and have a tendency to retest all-time highs. So you know that you guys can see that volume kind of dies short on this, and as the stock continues to ride up, I am taking profits along the way. Here I am right now, moving up my last 100 shares, the stop up even higher. Entry price was $43.90. Stock right now is at $43.10, $44.10. Out of these 100 shares, I'm maybe holding at least 19, 20 bucks into it. Out of these 100 shares, well, probably what I'll do is, I'll take profit right here and just close this out. $227 worth of profit overall for this day. Over $1,480, almost 1,500 bucks today. I'm still not done trading, but in this case, 227 bucks just from Uber's IPO from the beginning of this video, and it's only been 10 minutes.